add up an Office suite, a photo editor, a password manager, a notes app, a PDF tool, and a video editor. A stack any serious hobbyist runs, and you land at roughly $860 a year. Not once, every single year for as long as you keep paying. Miss a payment on any of these, and the machine notices immediately. Your photo editor locks its export button. Your PDF tool stops letting you save changes. You didn't lose the software. You lost permission to use the files you already made. Here's the machine underneath. Your app phones home to a licensed server roughly once a day. If your card's on file and the charge goes through, it says yes. Cancel or let that card expire, and the same handshake returns one word: no. This wasn't always the model. Adobe sold boxed copies of Photoshop for a flat fee until 2013, when Creative Cloud replaced ownership with rent. Within 2 years, its recurring subscription revenue had overtaken one-time sales entirely, and the rest of the software industry noticed. Multiply that shift across 6 categories of software and you get what I'd call an invisible tax. Small charges that never appear as one bill, so nobody ever adds them up. That's the business model working exactly as intended. Friction disguised as convenience. Ledger entry: 6 ordinary subscriptions, paid quietly across a year, total roughly $860. Over 3 years, before a single price increase, that's about $2,500 for software you never actually own. Every one of those 6 categories has a one-time purchase or free alternative that does the same job, built by smaller teams who sell you a license instead of a lease. Let's walk through the stack category by category and rebuild it so you own it. Category 1, Office Suite. Microsoft 365 Personal runs about $70 a year just to keep Word, Excel, and PowerPoint unlocked. Software that has done the same basic job since the 1990s. LibreOffice does the same job. Documents, spreadsheets, slideshows, saved in formats Word can open, and costs nothing, maintained by a non-profit foundation instead of a shareholder-driven company. Ledger entry: that $70 subscription drops to $0. Category 2, Photo Editing. Adobe's photography plan, bundling Photoshop and Lightroom, runs about $120 a year, and if you stop paying, older versions can eventually stop opening your saved edit history. Affinity Photo handles layered editing, raw processing, and retouching at a professional level for a single license fee around $70. Paid once. No renewal, no expiring edit history, no monthly reminder email waiting in your inbox. By the way, I keep a directory of one-time purchase alternatives to over 200 subscriptions. It's called the Owned Life Directory. Link below. Costs less than 1 month of the average streaming bill. Category 3, Password Managers. Services like LastPass or 1Password charge roughly $36 a year per person to store the passwords you're required to have, because everything now demands a different one. Bitwarden's Core Vault is free and open source, or you can go fully offline with KeePassXC, which stores an encrypted file on your own drive. No company, no server, no subscription involved anywhere in the chain. The trade-off is real. Free tools like these expect you to manage your own syncing, usually through a cloud drive you already pay for anyway. It's 10 extra minutes of setup in exchange for a bill that never returns. Category 4, Notes. Evernote's paid tier runs somewhere around $130 a year, and your years of notes live inside its proprietary format. Good luck reading them if you ever stop paying. Obsidian stores every note as a plain text file on your own computer, free for personal use, syncing however you like. Ledger entry. That $130 subscription becomes zero and your notes outlive the app itself. Think of it like renting a filing cabinet you can be locked out of versus owning one that sits in your house. The paper inside is yours, whether the company that sold you the cabinet still exists in 10 years or not. Category 5. PDF editing. Adobe Acrobat Pro runs about $240 a year just to add signatures, merge pages, or edit text inside a PDF. Tasks that used to come free with a printer. PDF Expert offers a lifetime license for roughly $80, paid once, covering editing, signing, and merging. For simpler jobs, PDFgear does the same work for free. Ledger entry. $240 a year collapses to a single $80 payment, or nothing at all. Category 6. Video editing. Premiere Pro alone runs about $264 a year, and the moment you cancel, every project file becomes unopenable until you pay again. DaVinci Resolve is free, full stop, made by the same company that builds color grading hardware for actual Hollywood films, and its free tier already includes editing, color, and audio tools most hobbyists never fully use. Category 7. Email. Plenty of people keep paying for Microsoft $365 largely to keep using the Outlook desktop app, folding one product subscription into justifying another they barely touch. By the way, I keep a directory of one-time purchase alternatives to over 200 subscriptions. It's called the Owned Life Directory. Link below. Costs less than 1 month of the average streaming bill. Thunderbird handles every major email account for free. An EM client offers a lifetime license around $60 if you want a more polished interface. Neither one asks you to keep paying just to keep reading your own inbox. None of this is a free lunch exactly. Owned software asks you to do a little of the work a subscription used to do quietly in exchange for its fee. Cloud subscriptions back up your files automatically as part of the price. Own your software and backup becomes your job. A 500 gigabyte external drive costs about $60 once and covers most people for years. Major version upgrades on one-time software sometimes cost a small fee every few years. Affinity's last major upgrade ran about $25. Even paying that every 3 years is a fraction of a single year's subscription. Security patches, on the other hand, are usually still free. LibreOffice, Thunderbird, and Bitwarden all ship regular security updates at no cost, because their business model was never built on renewing your fear of being unprotected. Full Ledger. The subscription stack runs about $860 a year. Over 3 years, that adds up to $2,580. The owned stack costs roughly $210 one time, plus maybe $60 more in occasional upgrades. That's a savings of about $2,300 over 3 years. Sitting quietly across categories most people never audit, because each individual charge feels too small to fight over. Renting software isn't wrong, it's just a choice, and most people never realize they're making it. Owning the same 6 tools outright is simply the other option, sitting right there, mostly unadvertised because it doesn't come with a marketing budget. Start small. Pick the subscription you resent paying for most. Check whether a one-time or free alternative covers 90% of what you actually use it for, and trial it for a week before you cancel anything. Replace one category a month instead of all 6 at once. By the 6th month, you've rebuilt your entire software stack without a single week of lost productivity and without a single new subscription added anywhere. By the way, I keep a directory of one-time purchase alternatives to over 200 subscriptions. It's called the Owned Life Directory. Link below. Costs less than 1 month of the average streaming bill. 6 tools owned outright. doing the same job they did the day you bought them. No renewal date, no login wall, no invisible tax quietly renewing itself in the background. That's not a downgrade. That's just yours.